Freedom Fighters, coming back at you with a breaking news update. So I saw last night from Heavy Duty Country that Mike Glover has been arrested. And I haven't seen anything on this, so I looked it up, and the details are sparse, but I did read an article from up to 5 days ago. So this didn't happen like just by the hour or anything like that. But again, the only person I've seen touch on it is Heavy Duty Country. And, I've had my issues with him before, things he's said, but, I did say I still listen to him because he's usually pretty good on the 2A news and stuff like that. So, yeah, unless I missed it, he's the only one that covered on it first, and I figured I'd just bring it to your guys' attention and kind of talk about what's going on. So he's got a couple different charges, but he's accused of domestic violence. And I guess the way it looks like the story is going, that he said I think his girlfriend um, was in the bathroom or something and thought that she hinted towards self-harm, and they got into some kind of argument, and he was trying to get her out of the bathroom or something like that. Supposedly grabbed her by her wrist and ended up breaking her wrist. And then I guess saying that he tried to keep her in the house or something like that. Eventually, she got to the hospital and got the diagnosis that her wrist was broken. But then he was later arrested. And none of this is confirmed, but definitely look into it yourself. But this brings, the argument that I wanted to talk about today about, some of these are serious charges. So one of them, I think it was a great bodily harm charge, which is a felony. So, and again, he's innocent until proven guilty. But if he is proven guilty of this, he's going to lose his firearms rights. And I think even a misdemeanor domestic violence is, you can lose your firearms rights. I'm not sure if that's a state thing or federal. I think recently they did that Protect Women's Act or something like that. Another bipartisan doozy that the Republicans brought to us as well. Remember, it's not just the Democrats, but so yeah, I think now even misdemeanor domestic violence cases bar you for firearms for the rest of your life. So I don't know. I think currently he's locked up, but I don't know if he's going to get out. I think it said he was denied bail. So I don't know if he's going to address it when he gets out, if they're going to just keep him in till his trial, what the situation is going to be. But I'm also interested in hearing what all these other gun tubers' opinions on this is. Do they believe that if he is found guilty of this, should he be barred from firearms ownership for the rest of his life? You guys know my position on that. I don't believe you can strip anyone of their rights because they come from God. So you can't take that action as a human and take something away from someone that you didn't give them. But it'll be interesting to see what these giant YouTubers and these pro Second Amendment activists, where they lie here and what they think should happen to him. Again, that's if he's guilty. I'm not saying that he is. And in today's world, the feminist agenda, I swear they're like teaching this at home ec nowadays. That, they're teaching the girls, well, whenever, you want to throw your guy away and you're not happy anymore, you could just false accusation your way out of it and call the state up and we'll take care of it. And we've seen a lot of that. So you never know. And I can't remember if I talked about this case once before, but there was a real similar case where a guy was having an argument with his girlfriend and she was trying to leave an apartment building or something. And he grabbed her and I think just put like a mark on her shoulder. And he pulled her back into the apartment and they were fighting. And eventually he let her out, but then the cops came to his door and they charged him for like assault and battery, domestic violence, and kidnapping from not letting her leave the apartment. And I think he had something like that charged too for not leaving the house. But Mark's, I question a lot more because women have been known to fake injuries. They'll go into the bathroom and slap themselves, or grip their neck real hard or whatnot, and leave marks or scratch themselves up, and then say like, you guys got into a tussle. But a broken wrist is another thing. But most people aren't that dedicated, to go and create those kinds of injuries. So, but regardless if he did it or not, it just goes back to the issue of I don't believe, you can disarm someone. Now, if he did the crime and he does his time, when he's free, I believe all rights are restored. And that's just my position on the matter. I thought I'd just bring it to you guys. Let me think, know what you think, and I look forward to hearing what these other, gun tubers, 2A activists think. Mr. Coleon Noir, the lawyer FUD. What's he gonna think? Some of these other big gun channels, and Heavy Duty Country was saying in that video the part where he messed up was he ended up talking to the cops too, thinking they were buddy buddy, and that he could talk his way out of it. And I've said multiple times, I think I even told the story one time. I didn't really go too deep into it, but I was off roading with some buddies, and some of those guys are, they have friends in LEO and stuff like that, and a lot of them were military guys. And we were going through the woods, and we popped out in an area that we probably shouldn't have been in. And someone said that they were calling the cops, and my buddies were saying, oh, well, we'll just tell them that, we were here and we had permission and all this stuff. And I was like, no, man, you think these guys are your friends? You think you're going to get a pass because, you served or whatever positions you've been in? Nobody cares about that. These people are just here to do their jobs and arrest you. They don't care about your story. They don't care about what you've done. You can't talk your way out of trouble. So I just, hauled ass back into the woods the way we came, and just ran the trail that, we came in from all the way back to, where we started. And everyone else followed because I think they realized, that was the way to do it. But yeah, MikeGlover and a lot of these bootlickers think that these guys are their friends and they can talk their way out of stuff where they just dig themselves an even deeper hole. And for all his talk of, preparedness, I saw a great comment on that video was, well, I guess he was prepped for everything else but a domestic violence charge. Because, yeah, I mean, if he's guilty of this, it's gonna take down his business, strip him of his rights. And that's why I don't believe that. I mean, the world we're headed into now, with World War III on the corner, societal collapse, civil war, election season, everything's coming to a head, and you're going to allow someone to strip you of your rights? I mean, and that's to be determined. Will he allow people to strip him of his rights? Or is his militia buddies or his mag going to come to his assistance? At the end of the day, I believe I'm not calling anybody, right? Like, you got to take care of what you got to take care of. And it's going to be a you decision. And again, I do not encourage, support any violent, illegal, unlawful actions. But yeah, it's going to be a you decision. When they come to take your stuff, what are you going to do? And I've told my buddies, unless you see it on the news, I'm not calling anybody to come die with me. I'm going out on my own, will and fruition. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up coming of this whole thing. Figured I'd just bring it to you real quick. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Mike Glover, you are on your own. And that's been the message from the very beginning. We are on our own. No one's coming to save you. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom Fighters out.